Hey guys, this is Barney, and today I've got a Homefront commentary for you. This is a game of Battle Commander Ground Control on Farm, which is my favorite map so far, and I'm using the ACR with White Phosphorus RPGs, and my player abilities are straight from the hip and quick draw. Now, I've got loads of things that I want to talk about today, so I apologize if I talk a little bit too fast, but I don't want to leave anything out. So basically, if you guys haven't played the game so far, the best way to describe it is if I say that it's a combination of Medal of Honor and Bad Company 2. It takes the fast-paced action from Medal of Honor and the big maps and vehicle warfare from Bad Company 2. So on paper it sounds like the best possible combination, and actually in many ways it succeeds of mixing the best things from both games. Now, I'm gonna go through some of the most important categories of multiplayer games. The first one is maps. I think that, in short, this game has probably some of the best maps I've ever played on in any multiplayer shooter. And that means a lot. I mean, I really do love these maps. They are insanely huge. And especially playing with 31 other players on 32 player servers, it's just a lot of fun to play on big maps like this. And bigger is just better. That's what she said, and it definitely holds true in case of this game. I mean, there are just so many different ways you can approach a specific situation. There are a lot of flanking routes, and each time you play the same map, you will find new routes to take. So I think the maps are really well designed, and I just love them. Now, there are not a lot of weapons in the game, but and they don't really feel so distinct from each other. The biggest distinction is among the different categories. So assault rifles are mostly good on medium range. SMGs will usually almost always beat assault rifles on close range, while snipers obviously are best on long range. But unlike Bad Company 2, where you can basically snipe people with SMGs, you cannot do that in this game. So when you choose a loadout, you have to really think about what kind of engagements you're gonna take part in, because trying to kill people from 2 miles away with an SMG is just not gonna work in this game. Now, game balance. Again, another category in which Homefront excels in. I don't remember playing another first-person shooter online game that was as well balanced as this game. Homefront actually really plays like a rock paper scissors game. There isn't a single technique or tactic that cannot be countered in the game. It's just takes some practice and experimenting with the different things to find out which things are best to counter other things. Even the highest kill streak, I shouldn't call it kill streak, but highest battle point reward, the Apache, can be easily taken down with an AT drone. Unfortunately, not a lot of players know that so far, but I mean, it's really well designed, and the balance is incredible in the game. Spawn system. Again, another category. It's just probably one of the best spawn systems I've ever seen on a first-person shooter. When you spawn in, the camera flies down from the sky to your body, and during that you can see where all your teammates are on the map and also your enemies. So basically, if there's anyone trying to spawn camp you, you know his exact position before spawning in, so you can just turn his way. Obviously he's not gonna know where you will spawn, so you will always have the advantage, and it's just a very clever system, and I wish that other developers will take notice and use this kind of spawn system in their games too. Game modes. There are unfortunately not a lot of game modes. There's basically ground control, which is like Conquest on 2 or 3 flag maps, and it's a best of 3 rounds. So if you win the first round, then you push back the enemy. If they win the first round, they push your team back, and if you manage to win the second round, then you're gonna play on the middle part of the map again. It's a nice little change of pace from the usual domination or conquest game types. And the other game type is Team Deathmatch. It's pretty straightforward, and I don't really think why would anyone play team deathmatch in this game? I think Random Control is a perfect fit for the game style of Homefront. There is a third game mode, that third playlist that mixes the both game modes, but that's only for 16 players, which doesn't really make sense on the maps of this size. And all of these playlists can be played with the Battle Commander function on or off. What the Battle Commander function does is that it gives specific targets and specific objectives to each player. So if there's someone on the other team who is doing really well and is killing a lot of your teammates, then your commander is going to assign him as a priority target and will give you extra points if you take him out. On the other hand, if you do really well, then your Battle Commander will reward you with like a flag jacket or a UAV sweep, but also the other Battle Commander on the other team will assign you as a priority threat. So I think it's a really smart and really interesting system. And again, it's not entirely new. We've seen similar things in other games, but overall it's just I think a very interesting system, and it definitely adds some more variety to the game. In terms of free playability, the game isn't really good. I mean, although the maps are really big and you can use a lot of different routes each time you play in the maps, you know, having only 2 real game modes and only a handful of maps doesn't really help. But I think there are a lot of new weapons and maps that will be available for download later, so that will probably redeem this situation. You can also customize your classes. There are a lot of different camos and sights you can put on each weapon, so the customization is, you know, your standard shooter fare, nothing new, but you know, it's nice to have some customization in the game. In terms of graphics and sound, the game doesn't really excel at any of those, but I don't think that graphics or sound can make a game. You know, I don't really find that to be a problem. I still have a lot of fun playing the game despite the somewhat lackluster graphics. Now, there's one thing you should know if you haven't bought the game yet, or you haven't been following the news, is that there are some serious matchmaking issues with the game. You cannot really join others' games, which is kind of a bummer, but I mean, that will be fixed soon, so that shouldn't keep you from buying the game. The game has a lot of great ideas overall. I mean, the spawn system, the battle point system, and you know, despite having some flaws in terms of execution, you know, the sensitivity is kind of weird. There's no tactical layout, so you can only crouch or go prone with the B button. I mean, these are all small blemishes, and I think that overall the game is a lot of fun. If you enjoy playing on big maps with a lot of players, you should definitely consider buying the game. And you know, I know that Crysis 2 has just come out, but I think that's more catered towards the Call of Duty audience. So if you're still on the fence whether you should buy it or not, I think, you know, if you consider yourself a true Battlefield player, then you will enjoy this game. Now, 2 other things. The first one is that last week, as you guys know, we've had the open lobby on Friday night. It was a lot of fun. I want to thank everyone who has participated in it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Another thing is that I'm still accepting questions for the Q&A video. Obviously, I'm not going to do a Q&A video every 2 weeks, so if you haven't posted your question and you want to ask something from me, then feel free to do so in the comment section of this video, and the next video will be all my answers for all of your sexy questions. Also, I've posted an article on my blog about how to make good montages, so if you're into montages or you're just interested in the topic, then feel free to read it. As always, the link to my blog is in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If yes, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave your sexy questions in the comments, and I will talk to you soon. See you guys. Cheers.